And now let me welcome on to the Field of 68 here live in Las Vegas at the Park MGM. It's not actually a dentist's office. We are in Las Vegas. USC head coach Andy Enfield, who is better known as Bronny's head coach these days. Is that where we are right now?
I know. I don't want to say, are you tired of talking about Bronny? Because I know what you think of him as a person, a player. But are you worried that that's going to be something where everybody's talking about all year and it almost overshadows your team and your other players?
Well, I think anytime you bring a young man like LeBron's son, Bronny James, onto your team, you can expect some media attention, some extra spotlight. But he handles it so well. He's handled it his entire life extremely well. So I think we have to follow his lead and just handle it, appreciate the extra spotlight. But at the same time, we have some games to win, and we have to focus on what we can control.
What was it like recruiting him when you got to make the call to LeBron James? Say, hey, I want your son to come play for me.
Well, LeBron and Savannah, his parents, have been terrific. We recruited Bronny like we did any other player to come to USC, presented the opportunity for him to come get a great education and play on a top 25 basketball team and develop as a player, and they felt very comfortable with that.
All right, last one I have for you, and then I promise we'll move to the team. I promise. The latest on Bronny, and I know LeBron's kind of, they've kept everything in-house there. How optimistic, hopeful are you that we'll see Bronny in a USC uniform playing on the court this year?
Well, I think LeBron and the family have made numerous statements. The latest update, I think everybody's anticipating and hopeful that he'll be on the court at some point for us this year. But as far as the next update, that's something that the James family I'm sure will come out, and we can anticipate that being in the next few weeks, I would hope, to update it. But as far as what we say as a staff and as a university, we allow the James family that privacy and the ability to talk when they're ready to talk and give us the updates.
Yeah, not your normal freshman. Let's put it that way. Not your normal freshman.
So it was two years in a row, 2 summers in a row, you had a player deal with a heart issue at a practice. How have you been able to handle that? How have you worked with your team to be able to process that? Because that can't be easy for these kids to see their teammates, their friends, the guys they compete with, your coaching staff, see these players. Like, how do you handle that?
Well, cardiac arrest in young adults ages 18 to 25 is a serious issue around the country. And that's a longer discussion for a later time. But we have had 2 young men have that issue. And fortunately, we have incredible trainers. The medical staff is outstanding. And our players and our staff have handled that as best we could. And the thing we can do is support them and give them the best support as possible from teammates. And Bronny's case this year, he knows we're all there for him, and he's doing very well.
When you get Vince back, right, and eventually, hopefully, if Bronny does come back, have you talked with anybody that's dealt with players that have had heart issues before? I know Baylor's had a couple of them. I know Jerome Tang had Keontae Johnson last year. I remember talking with Tang before the season about the hardest thing for him with these guys was learning how to be able to go back to coaching them hard again, the way that they need to be coached, because you always have in the back of your mind, like, I don't want to push this kid to the point where that happens again. I don't want to see that.
Well, in most cases, it's not whether coaches are pushing players, because a lot of the cardiac arrest issues has nothing to do with the exertion on their heart. It's an electrical issue. And the majority of cases, or most cases, it could be the beginning of practice, like in our case. It doesn't have to be something that was really strenuous on the heart or the body for an extended period of time. And so I think there is, as you said, Coach Tang went through that. Sometimes as a coaching staff, in the back of your mind, you look at your players as they are conditioning or they're going up and down the court. And when someone needs a break, we're extra cautious, but also you have to be able to coach your team to get them in the right condition to play a college basketball game. And so there's a little give and take there, but you are right. If you've ever experienced it, you have to try to have a good balance of conditioning, but also understand that things could happen.
All right, it doesn't. The questioning doesn't get any easier. Final Pac-12 media day, final Pac-12 season. Like, what is the vibe like here? Like when you come here, it's different this year.
Yeah, the Pac-12 is breaking up. It's unfortunate. I've been in this league. This is my 11th season in the Pac-12. I think we've got a lot of great memories.
Time flies, huh?
I know.
Time flies.
Wow.
And for our program, we've been at the bottom of the league our first 2 years, and then have climbed up to the top half of the league, and had a lot of success and a lot of great memories. And so it will be challenging to go to a new conference. We haven't thought about the Big Ten yet. We're so focused on what we're trying to do with this year's team. But it is a very surreal moment when you see these some of these coaches I've been with for 11 years now, and a few other guys for maybe 8 or 9 years, and now we'll all go our separate ways next season. So it's
almost play a game with them, Andy. Like, I can't remember what league you guys going into again, right?
Yeah,
it's hard to remember everybody.
It is challenging, especially when you start thinking about all the other teams from all over the country that have switched leagues, and so it's just a different feeling this year.
Let's talk about the team that you have this actual season. Boogie Ellis is back. I believe it's the 5th year, right?
Yes.
Fifth year.
It's Boogie's 3rd year with us. We have
Third
a
year with you guys. So he's back, all conference player. He's going to be sharing a backcourt with another great point guard in Isaiah Collier. How do you manage that? How have you dealt with expectations there in terms of who has the ball, who's getting shots? Are they working well together at this point?
Well, Boogie and Isaiah work out usually every morning together, and then they come to practice. And they've been in the gym a lot throughout the off season, the summer, and now into the fall preseason. So they've developed a tremendous relationship. We had the ability to go on our foreign tour in August to Greece and Croatia. Played 3 games. We had 10 practices. So they're a little farther advanced as teammates than would normally happen, and they have a tremendous personal relationship, and they play great together on the court. They complement each other extremely well, and both of them are playing at pretty high levels.
What has surprised you about Isaiah? Because you saw him, you see a kid play AAU over and over and over, and it's different sometimes when you get him in. You're like, all right, didn't realize he could do that well, or some guys it's like, all right, now he's got to actually play defense. Whatever it is. What are the things that have surprised you about Isaiah?
Well, Isaiah played for an outstanding high school coach, Larry Thompson at Wheeler. So he's used to winning. He's used to competing at a high level. When you stand next to him, you don't realize. I think a little surprising. Most people say, "Wow, he's pretty big. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, very fast." And I think his speed is one thing that surprises you with the size that he has, and then his passing ability, his vision. He does some things in practice that you just, hey, did that really happen? Because his vision and his creativity with the basketball is special.
The thing that I love about it is that if you look at the teams that have won national titles over like the last 13 seasons, almost all of them have 2 point guards in the backcourt. Is that something that you prioritize? Is this just a situation where you got Boogie coming back, you want to go out and get the best point guard in college or in high school basketball, or was that a plan? Go out and get 2 playmakers.
Well, we try to play with 2 lead guards in the backcourt at all times. Last year with Drew Peterson and Boogie played together. Drew led us in assists. Boogie led us in scoring with 2nd assists. We've had Jordan McLaughlin playing the same backcourt as DeAnthony Melton. They're both in the NBA right now. We had Julian Jacobs play with J-Mac. Julian led the league in assists when Jordan was 3rd in the same season. We've had Jonah Matthews and some other really good guards. Taj Edey played in the backcourt, went to Elite 8 3 years ago with Drew Peterson. So I think it was a natural in our system. It's just a natural fit for Boogie and Isaiah to play together. And I have to give Boogie a ton of credit because his decision making, the way he reads the defense is at a much higher level. Than he's made such big improvement over the course of time with our program. Very proud of him.
That's one of the things that has been impressed me the most about him, right? Is that when he was at Memphis, I don't think that people would have said like, okay, he's the best decision maker. He's great at making the right shot, making the right play. And now you watch him with you guys, and he's turned into like a leader and what you want out of a lead guard.
Yeah, he's improved as much as any player we've had at USC, from his skill set, his decision-making, his ability to read, his defense, and he's become a complete basketball player. It was fun to watch. Yesterday in practice, he was spectacular on both ends of the floor. And overseas in August, he had a great trip. I think the last game he had 22 points on 8 of 10 from the field, 7 assists, and only 1 turnover. When you're making the right read over and over like he is now, it's fun to watch.
What's the latest on Vince? I know he had surgery in the offseason. What's kind of the timetable that you're hoping to have him back for?
Yeah, with Vince, we expect him to play full season. He's very close to coming back with contact, and we expect him to have a tremendous year this year. He's such a hard worker, and he wants to get back on the court. He had
a rough go, huh?
Yeah,
rough
he feels great. I think he feels the best he's ever felt in his life from a physical standpoint. He's done a great job with Curtis Schultz, our strength coach, and our nutritionist, and he looks great.
So hoping Vegas, Kansas State game, yes. I mean, that's the optimistic that he'll be out there.
Yeah, that's hopeful.
Yeah.
But I can't. I think when the time is right or it's appropriate, we know more. I think that'll be determined.
You're not going to play that game in the Sphere, right? No.
I have not been into it. It looks great.
I haven't been into it either. It does look pretty cool.
Where are you getting your leadership from this year? You have a couple of high-profile freshmen in the backcourt. Vince is another guy that was a 5-star that didn't really have a full freshman season. Is it Boogie? Is it Kobe? Where are you getting that leadership from?
Well, Boogie is a leader, and Kobe Johnson has really stepped up. And so those two guys, they're experienced. They've been playing a lot of big games together. They are two returning scorers, and they have natural leadership capability, but they really worked on their leadership. Some guys, it takes a while throughout their college career to understand how to lead others. You have to worry about yourself first, and it's a different mentality to lead other people, and I think they've done a great job, both of them.
All right. Well, listen, we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, guys. You do a great job.
The final Pac-12 media day. It's going to get me teared up soon. You know.
I don't know about that. But
well, I'm a Pac-12 guy. You got to remember who you're talking to here.
Last time I saw you tear up was leaving the blackjack table.
That will get me teared up. Absolutely. Thanks, Andy.
All right, thanks.